Hello, everyone. My name is Yimika, and my research is on multi-chain wallet interoperability. Special thanks to Dr. Java, Giuliano, Anke, and the rest of the Stella team. In terms of my background, I came from an engineering background, construction engineering in particular, and a desire to learn about like digital technologies brought me here, and a desire to keep on learning. When it comes to wallets, there's the popular phrase, not your keys, not your coins. And we've seen the rise of digital assets and also an increase in decentralized finance protocols. But looking into the future, your wallets would be more than just something that holds your funds. It's essentially going to be like give you a decentralized identity for your arts, your voting, your finance, or any other thing you require. And although the future is promising, as it stands right now, security of digital assets is hard. There have been a lot of various wallet hacks, as well as bridges hacks. And the total hacked funds in bridges has come up to more than $2 billion. And we can see that running Poly Network, Wormhole, Nomad contributes majority of those hacks. In terms of this research, it's more or less a comprehensive literature review with an intention to become a systemization of knowledge and SOK paper. And the gaps in the literature in terms of wallet components, wallet attacks, bridge attacks. And it essentially provides a survey of wallet solutions for clients, for individuals and institutions, as well as a survey of bridge and wallet attacks, and the design of a wallet integration on a Web2 application. So first, we start with consumer wallets. And from this survey, we see concepts such as MPC, multi-party computation, multi-sig, as well as different wallet recovery, key recovery methods, such as seed phrases and smart contract wallets, such as Argent and Gnosis. And essentially, MPC and multi-sig have contrary ideologies, but more or less contrary methods, but the same ideology. With MPC, it's more or less like cutting a key into shards and distributing the shards among different devices or different parties. And with multi-sig is more or less M of N. There's a required amount of signees and a total amount of signees. In terms of institutional wallet providers, this table constitutes over 20 institutional wallet providers, some of which are technology providers and some of which are custodians. And by that, I mean some provide the technology on premise without being there, but some keep funds. And in terms of businesses, banks, and institutions, there are various methods and trade-offs with HSM, multi-sig, and MPC, which generally have to do with how urgent the need of funds is and how secure, or like there's always a requirement to keep an amount of the wallets in hot wallets and most of it in cold wallets. In terms of integrating a wallet into a Web2 application, so we see from this diagram that the parts with the front end, back end, and database are the application itself. And then if you look back at the previous slide, any one of these providers could represent the custody system. In terms of decentralized exchanges, the banks and the aggregator systems are not as important, but essentially, as a startup or as a business, you could interact with a wallet provider via APIs to secure your funds. And now we go into the wallet attacks and bridge attacks. And although a large number of these attacks come from negligence, like storing seed phrases on centralized databases unencrypted, some have to do with targeted system vulnerabilities. And in particular for bridges, we see smart contract vulnerabilities contributing a large amount to bridge hacks. Also phishing attacks. In particular, I think the running bridge attack was mostly phishing based. And in terms of Stella, so Stella is quite different from, let's say, Ethereum. On the left side, the one that starts with a G is the system for like the public key. And on the right side, it's a private key. So it's essentially an on-ramp and off-ramp blockchain network that achieves that via the anchor. And I also carried out a survey on some Stella wallets. And although it's a typical occurrence to see wallets for certain blockchains only supporting those protocols, we see Lobster supporting a large number of protocols. It's also worth mentioning that all these wallets are self-custody wallets. And in terms of social wallets or smart contract wallets, Stella's version of that would be represented in Vibrant under SCP-30, user-friendly recovery, which enables a user to recover his or her keys with numbers or other details. And then looking at bridges, what Stella tries to achieve is act as a bridge between bank networks and the blockchain and an on and off ramp method as seen in the figure, but also in one area Stella would be lacking would be more or less, or would be working towards, would be integrating a bridge between other blockchains. And here we look at two bridges, Space Wallet for Stella's bridge to Polkadot or Kusama with Pendulum, and also Star Bridge for Stella's bridge to Ethereum. The two systems work very similar. It's worth mentioning that they work with external validators, and for the space work, a substrate chain uses a method of collateralized, a mechanism to help provide, to help effectuate decentralization. And for Starbridge, there's a system of validators in the middle that used multisig to observe the source chain in order to try and relay transactions. And it's worth mentioning as well that before the emergence of bridges, blockchains are unidirectional protocols, meaning that they do not communicate with each other. So bridges essentially enable blockchains communicate with each other. And also, yeah, so in summary, this research is very important because in terms of wallets, for the government, for private companies, for individuals, even in a plethora of digital assets, NFTs, CBDCs, and interacting with DeFi protocols, wallets are very important, and bridges also facilitate in the, interactions between dApps. And we can see here that to achieve ultimate commercialization of blockchain technology and crypto wallets, we must secure wallets and bridges. Thank you.